here. He's just not getting the landing point he wants, and the umpire may have to step in at some point here and say you need to get on with it. Remember, there is the possibility of an over-rate penalty. I'll explain this one to you, Matt. So basically that would mean that if by the end of the 18th or the end of the 19th over, Oman have not bowled their overs in time, they will be forced to bring an extra fielder into the circle, opening up a gap in the deep and making it easier to score boundaries. As this one's pulled away out towards Dufferin Street. See ya, says Matt Bonner, because that's all the way for 6 more.
Another.
Meeting this young man, Paolo, I introduced you. You're very taken by just how composed he is for someone still in his early 20s, captain of a cricket-crazed nation.
Absolutely. He has a calm confidence out there, high-pressure moments, and he just seizes the moment. Seems to like those ones kind of coming right at him where he can turn, pull it left. So if the bowler has too many false starts and it's taking too long, you mentioned there's that penalty where they will pull someone in at the end.
Overall time of the inning, so it's not for the one over. If this one over takes 8 minutes, it doesn't matter as long as they're quick enough.
Gotcha.
But they have to be able to pull it back. I think
going for 2.
Yeah, they should get their pedal very quick. Woo! Good dive as well. But yeah, I think it's an hour and 15 and possibly an hour and 20 minutes. They have to commence the 20th and final over by. And as long as they do that, they're okay. If they don't, then the umpires can adjudicate on that penalty. End of the 16th. It's not. Nearly the perfect score, but not quite. I'll tell you why, Matt. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.
Needed the 5.
Together, Rafiullah's being expensive, isn't he, with the pace on the ball, and with Kalimullah having 2 left and Ahmed Fayez but also having 2 left, you'd suspect that maybe it'll be those 2 that will close things out.
I would suspect so, Lenny.
So 123 for 4 overs left to work with for Jan Powdell. Ja swings and misses. We saw 140 be almost exactly par yesterday, didn't we? That was kind of, you could tell it went all the way to the just 3 balls left in the innings. If Nepal were to get 160, you'd really fancy them.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you do talk about how much the conditions on the field and the air yesterday being very humid, heavy air, very wet field, cloudy, so didn't really have a chance to dry out. Makes things a little more difficult. Today, much more ideal conditions, despite the cooler weather, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, it's definitely chillier, but when the sun was out, it was almost a little bit pleasant over with those Nepal fans. Bit different now, it's clouded over again.
Yep, my last rotation, I mentioned those clouds coming in. And
now, this could be a chance at mid-on, and for the first time in this entire tour of Canada, Gulshan Jah has fallen for a single-figure score. He's been simply exceptional, the young man, with his all-round skills throughout, but he's been bounced out by an aggressive delivery from Fayez, but Rafiullah takes the catch, and it's a big, big wicket.
It sure is. Kills the momentum for Nepal. They kind of had things going there. Just didn't get quite full contact on.
The score, 1, 2, 3 for 5.
As a business owner, you have a responsibility to give back to your community.
We hire local and we serve local.
Breakfast program, school program for kids.
Seniors bus program, providing transportation to and from the store.
So just checking a few things there whilst we're on the ad break, Matt. It's not an hour and 20, it's an hour and 25 minutes that they have as the allowance to bowl their 20 overs in. Now, it's actually not bowl the full 20, it's start the 20th over. That's what you've got to do. As we see, Dipender Singh Ari to the crease. He's straight into his work with his fast hands.
Watch out, Seagulls.
By our calculations, Matt, we are at the end of this over, we're going to be an hour and 25 minutes into the innings. Now,
that's the limit.
It is the limit, but what the umpires build in, it's actually the reserve umpire that often keep track of this on the radio with the umpires. They'll build in allowances. Now, those allowances will almost always be for lost balls or for injuries to batters. I don't remember any injuries to batters or fielders really in this innings. We might have had one lost ball, so they might bake in 2 or 3 minutes. But with still 2.3 overs to bowl to get to the 19th over, the 20th over, the end of 19.
How strict are they, though? You go hour 26?
It depends on the allowances. So, they'll probably have given a minute for...
right, but even with the allowances, is like no, that's the absolute deadline?
And then if you haven't started the 19th over, that's when the 20th over, that's when the over rate penalty will kick in. If you haven't started the 19th, Oman, I think, could be in here for 2 overs of over rate penalty. We're going to keep an eye on the field. At the moment, there are 4 inside the circle, which is the usual way at this stage. But keep an eye on those umpires in between each over. If they go over Taki Bilias and say, look, you've been too slow, you've got to get an extra man into the circle, it'll free some space up for Nepal to play with. Good Yorker from Fayez, but difficult to dig that out for Rohit Paudel.
This has been a non-issue this entire series. How rare is this occurrence?
It's occurring more and more often in the modern game because both the ICC is the global administrators and the MCC is the guardian of the law. They're trying to speed up play. They actually brought in, it's not a full innings timer, but they brought in the most recent World Cup down in the USA and the Caribbean. As Paudel loses all his shape, works it into the leg side. New York won't get the second. USA massive crowd back and finish that story at the end of this over. Pop-up stadium, it's 17 ball, 125 for venue they built out in Long Island. It was quite remarkable.
As a business owner, you have a responsibility to give back to your community.
We hire local and we serve local.
Breakfast program, school program for kids.
Seniors bus program, providing transportation to and from the store.
So, Matt, I was just telling you about that story of the Group A game in New York between India and USA. Massive crowd in, amazing occasion, and the pop-up stadium, 35,000 seat temporary venue they built out in Long Island. It was quite remarkable. Took seats from the Formula One, and they didn't bowl their overs in time, and they were given first warning, second warning. Manang Patel was out with a shoulder injury. USA had just beaten Pakistan. Aaron Jones was the stand-in captain, and the 5-run penalty swung all the momentum and took the game away from them. That's not in play here. That was just for the World Cup when they had the timers going, but it shows how big a deal it can be.
How aware are the players of these timers? Because I don't see a clock anywhere.
Won't be in play in this game. It's not in all T20Is. It's in major televised T20Is.
Yeah, I understand, but like in that situation with
big
the Americans,
screen.
So they know
big screen,
it's
counts it down.
They're trying to
starts at 60, goes all the way.
So they're starting to speed up towards the end to try to.
It's in between every over.
Yeah.
Every over you've got to be quick. Edged away, going to be 4.
There we go.
Bit of fortune. Kalimullah back into the attack. Paudel gets another boundary, gets good reward for more aggression.
Kicking things off. 4. Take another look. I'm so impressed. She just nicks it. This velocity, it comes off that bat going backwards. Just doesn't seem like the physics should work out like that, but it does.
I heard you talk about that earlier.
Yeah.
I'll give you a little bit more on that. it's something, particularly if you're a slip or a gully fielder, you're acutely aware of the guys who stand in. There's none of them in there now because we're right at the death of the innings. But the more velocity the batter tries to put on it, it'll often fly off that edge. And it's going to be bowled, I think. No, it's not. It's the bat that's had a little bit of the inside edge fallen off it. Robert Powdell, I'm pretty sure, is going to be calling for a new bat here. I thought it was the bail flying. Now, hold on.
It looked like you got a piece of the ball. What happens if you get a piece of the ball and the ball still hits it?
Now, it was a free hit. We've missed that entirely. My fault. It was bowled. It wasn't the bat flying off. But because it's a free hit, he can't be out. So he's actually played it onto his stumps. Sorry, Matt, I was too busy telling you the 5-run penalty story. It is the leg stump that's been hit. It was the free hit. It's the thing that fans often miss. We've missed it here. So obviously, Cally Mulla, the ball before, he overstepped. It was a no ball. It was a free hit. And that's the perfect example. You can't be out, and you can even still run a single.
That was good hustle there.
Full straight. He's got to go to Pender Singh. Well, this is quite remarkable. Kushal Bertel, in his first 45 T20 internationals, he opened the batting in every single one of them. He's hidden away all the way down at number 8 now. So he'll just have a roll to try and get some singles for Robert Powdell. In fact, he'll get more than that. He'll get 4. It's another edge. Nepal have had a few of them, haven't they? But the more the pace is on the ball, the more it's flying to the boundary.
That's right. Not a lot of time for those fielders to react. Threads the needle in that gap. Nice angle. This almost just guides it to the boundary.
I think that's not a bad shout. He might have just opened the face of the bat quite late. It kind of felt like an edge at first. Let's get a second look. But what you might see here, he'll just guide it. It is a bit of an outside edge, but he is trying to guide it. Gets a little bit lucky, and he gets an immediate